Okay, let's look at RTX. I don't know anything about the stock other than it's a defense company, so it's going to be fun to learn a new one. $127. This used to be Raytheon, right? 1.3 billion shares outstanding. Massive company. 170 billion cap. Dang. Dang. $21 times, 19 times next year. RTX Aerospace and Defense Company, incorporated in 1934, was Raytheon and United Technologies merger. They have Collins Aerospace, Pratt and Whitney, and Raytheon. Collins does civil, military, airplanes. Okay, we'll have to look at their fleet. Our largest customers are Boeing and Airbus. When combined, they're 16% of revenue. They mostly are doing systems. It's looks like they do aftermarket services and parts, which is parts, overhaul, repair. They do the electrical, some subsystems. So they're working on the A321 XLR, the 777X, the 737 MAX 10, and a few of the military jets too. Okay. Pratt and Whitney's engines, of course. Famous engine maker. Airbus is the biggest customer. Airbus is 31% of revenue. Their engine's called the PW, the Pratt and Whitney 1000G geared turbofan engine family. Less fuel burn, and noise. Okay. So this geared turbofan is in the Airbus A320, A320neo, whatever that is, the A220, and Embraer. Okay, they also do the F-135 for the F-35 Joint Strike, or Joint Program. So F-35 Lightning, this was known as the Joint Strike Fighter, got it. Morning! Alright, Raytheon is, of course, the famous missile and defense company. Missiles, radar, more missiles. They make the AMRAAM, Advanced Medium Range Air-to-Air Missiles. The Early Warning Radar. The Tomahawk, of course. The Javelin. That's when Trump was telling the Zelensky, right? He was like, "I gave you the javelins." Bitcoin below 80. They have stingers as well. Do they make the Bunker Buster? I think they do. I don't think that's a big seller, but it's funny. Government's 40% of revenue. So if government's 40% of revenue and Doge is here, something to think about. Between Doge and Anduril, I don't know if... So sales were up about 10%, organic. Pretty good. I would also, I would bet on things not changing as well. So just because I said what I just said, we haven't made a decision yet. I mean, it's possible, look, Trump's only going to be president for 4 years. It's possible we go back to swamp creatures and these guys make even more money and revenue. So don't assume anything just yet. I want to look at a balance sheet too. Okay, so Collins is the airplane servicing. That's been growing nicely. Pratt and Whitney is engines. I think they had a big one-time charge in 23. That's why you see what you see there, but that's also been growing nicely. And then Raytheon's been more flat. They haven't been able to grow, which is kind of consistent with what we're talking about here. But again, you know, I could see defense spending ramp up, especially if, you know, China continues to be a little bit belligerent. Yeah, like I would tend to be contrarian. I mean, I think the U.S. is in somewhat better financial stead than commonly thought. You know, the deficits are not as bad as maybe commonly thought, and I've been kind of a big whiner about that. But I don't think we need to totally upend government to fix the deficits. I mean, I do think we need serious reform, and Trump's sort of the right ticket to do that. But we also don't need to, and we won't, I think, throw away the entire playbook for government. Okay, so you can see gross profit's really low, gross margin's really low. And that's consistent with like a cost plus business and a services business. So we're talking about 20% gross margin, very different from the typical kind of companies we look at. Very different from corporate America in general. You know, our country has become like a very high margin kind of country with low margin stuff is done by other countries. This isn't not the case for RTX. Where the operating margin is 10%. Looks like they've been doing tons of buybacks. They have $5 whole billion in cash. These balance sheets of the defense guys are often pretty funny. They have 16 billion PP&E, 80 billion goodwill. It's a pretty ugly asset list here. On the debt side, tons of debt. Okay, so enterprise value closer to 200 billion. Pricewaterhouse has been the company's auditor since 1947. Probably need a new one. Just saying. All right, the moment we've all been waiting for, cash flow. Yikes. Free cash flow is like 5 billion? Yo, what the fuck? What am I missing? Anybody know? Tell me how this is not a disaster. Like, seriously, what the fuck is this? You just forecast future cash flow and discount back. This is fucked. This is a short. Why? Okay. This thing has the 7 billion in cash flow climbing to say 10 billion or 11 billion. But they do have CapEx, so it's not like... So even if they did 11 and 3, that's still just 8. And that's pretty optimistic. I think it's a short. And then you sort of have like Doge and Trump possibly trying to take apart the military spending apparatus. I think that's going to be... The military industrial complex pays for a lot of people. A lot of people. It goes through shady deals with companies like Raytheon. And Boeing and Lockheed. I mean... I'm not a conspiracy theorist. These are normal companies, but yeah, I'm on Wi-Fi. Somebody sold me a computer without an Ethernet driver. This idiot I used to buy computers from was... Ooh, Wi-Fi will be fine, but not every place has great Wi-Fi. Yeah, that's another thing I was thinking of, Dexu. Yeah, I don't know how... Do you guys know how to install the drivers? I have a... I don't know what motherboard I have or anything. Maybe some of you are good at computer. There's a port but no driver. Yeah, so I plug it in, but nothing happens. What do I do? Settings? Now what? Device manager. Oh, Jesus. Gotta be logged on as administrator? I fucking hate this. Now what? Now what? Now what? I'm done with that guy. That guy's fucked everything up. You guys don't know computer. This is just trash. Need a new computer. Yeah, I don't know what motherboard it is. I have no fucking idea. ASUS? It says Armory, the case, so I don't know. Display adapter? What does this have to do with display? Okay. ROG Strix Z790E Gaming. FML. All right, SPY down almost 6% now. We're up a measly 20 bips because Quantum is outperforming. D-Wave is barely down, Rigetti is barely down, QCI is barely down, IonQ is getting hammered. We're looking at Raytheon. That looks like a short. No, the guy who makes the computer is retarded. I bought a bunch of computers from him. The first few worked, then I think he got lazy with all my money. Yeah, Intel Ethernet controller. Nice. I should probably just restart. And then I'm guessing the Ethernet will work. Yeah, depth wish. It was really bad. Like, he also was lazy about... He was also really lazy about... Thank you, Floru. Thank you. Appreciate your... Yeah, let me do that maybe without my screen share. I'm on Windows 11, so keep that in mind. There's no disable, enable thing here. What I'd like to do is turn off my Wi-Fi and see how that goes. But yeah, AVXL is a 0. I see Wi-Fi. Okay, yeah, Ethernet. It says Ethernet connected. Should I turn off Wi-Fi? Or is it just gonna... Do I view myself as a Chad? What the fuck does that even mean? Should I remove? Should I do it? All right, guys. If I blank out here, S&P's rallying a tiny bit, down 5.5. 3, 2, 1. Oh, wait. Uh-oh. We still good? Still here, baby. We made it. And now we're on Ethernet. God bless. Let's go. We're so back. It was so over, but we're so back. And now we're energized and excited, moisturized, in my lane. Just ready to take the day on. Right? Yeah, Rocco, way to go, dude. I'm gonna give you a month off Goodell. Rocco did it. All you other guys think you know computer? You don't know computer. Rocco knows computer. I remember LAN parties. I remember configuring sound cards. Okay. We are short quantum more. We're very happy shorting quantum, thank you very much. Okay, so Raytheon says they're up 11% organically, which is a lot of growth for, I don't know, they're not, free cash flow is only $5 billion. They're saying free cash flow will be 7 to 7.5. It's a pretty big jump. I'm very suspicious, as you can tell. That's still 27 times. I gotta short this thing, I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck. Defense is not a growth industry. Listen, I retired. Don't call me a boomer. I retired from learning how to, like, you know, do sysadmin work, okay? I'm proud that I have no clue. When you get older, you're senior, you don't worry about that shit. You say, IT guy, what's going on here? That's it. Can't be bothered. Okay, we're trying to short RTX. Let's see if it works. You're cutting out constantly. Is that true? Is that true? Because I'm on Ethernet. It's all cap, buddy. Stop capping. Stop capping or you get the cap. Get the picture? Cap it in the chat. Actually, I'm on Ethernet now. What is this Soxel? Oh, semiconductor bull? Bull 3X? What the fuck is this piece of shit? Don't ever trade these 3X things other than shorting them. Because they have to go down, right? They kind of have to, right? If you need leverage, don't use the ETF. All right, S&P dropping, almost down 6%. I'd like to see this trade execute. I want to short RTX. And whenever you have a position, it kind of forces you to learn more about the stock. Still not getting filled, probably because I'm above the market. So let me see if I can, I guess, lower. God damn it. This thing keeps dropping. There we go. Okay.